What up, nerds? My name is Leslie Smith. Welcome to the Nerdy Narrative, a channel where I talk about all sorts of fun bookish related things in the science fiction, fantasy, and horror genres. So today I'm here to have a little discussion with you about a book that I just finished last night. It evoked some really powerful emotions and feelings in me, and I felt like it needed its own dedicated review. So basically just have a therapy session and talk about my feelings about this book and just get it out and hopefully feel better. And that book is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. It is the first book in the Farseer trilogy, and I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to continue this trilogy. Robin Hobb as an author is evil. Like, this woman really cut me deep. And I was talking to Alex. I will link his channel below. There's no way I will ever in a million years say his last name correctly. No, I'm just not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try. But Alex told me, he's like, she's brutal. She really does a number on the main character. So let's just start off with that. Trigger warnings for this book: child abuse, animal murder. I have a hard time with death of animals, mistreatment of animals. I mean, I understand that most of the books I read have some sort of war or strife in them, and people and animals are going to die. But don't get graphic with it. Please don't get graphic with it. This book was really a very dark fantasy in comparison to what I've been reading lately. And I wasn't expecting that. I guess I thought, oh, this is a female author. I guess I was just expecting magical creatures and rainbows. I'm not sure, but what I got, this woman crushed me. She broke my heart and kept breaking my heart. This is a sad story throughout the entirety of this book. At the very end, she gave me a brief respite. She gave me a couple of moments of joy, and it just lifted my spirit so much. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna at least get a happy ending. No, this evil woman knitted the pieces of my heart back together so she could just freaking rip it to shreds. She crushed my soul. Like, I was crying at the end of this book. I'm glad I bought it secondhand because I launched it. I launched that sucker. I got done. I was so mad at how she hurt me with the ending that I just freaking launched the book. As far as Robin Hobb's writing style, it's absolutely beautiful. I have to give her that. It is the beautiful, beautiful prose fantasy that I really fell in love with years ago in the mid-90s when I was introduced to the Wheel of Time series and the Sword of Truth series. It was just that beautiful prose that just sucks you in with its beauty. She just did it so well. I loved the writing style. And I mean, I have to give her props for that. As far as the world building, the world that I've seen in the first book of this trilogy so far wasn't very big. I mean, it really just existed in sort of one main focus area. We didn't really venture out of it too very much, which isn't that big of a deal. The focus really was not the world, it was the main character, who, when we enter the story, is a small boy named Fitz. And holy smokes, the things that happen to this young man throughout this story are heartbreaking. I was just torn between one of the many horrible things happening to him, just go ahead and ending his life and putting him out of his misery, torn between that and just wanting to hug this poor kid. I mean, it was devastating. There are two characters in this story that I really, really enjoyed, that I really liked, and that is the Fool and the King in Waiting, Verity. The Fool, I'm not sure what he is exactly. He's very mysterious and intriguing, speaks in riddles, and he almost seems to be a prophet or some sort of maybe able to see into the future. I'm not sure. I really want to know more about him. There were enough interactions with the Fool that kept me interested, but not enough to make me happy. And then Verity seemed to be the only really good person in this story that didn't do anything horrible. I mean, I'm sure Robin Hobb's gonna change him in the next book and just kill me, but you know. There are some other characters I kind of liked here and there. They all had really strange names. They gave, basically, these folks named their kids a characteristic that they wanted them to grow up and embody. Like chivalry, verity, bounty, desire. I mean, it was weird, but it was cool at the same time, so I liked it. As far as book comparisons, I have not read another book like it. It feels different to me than any other fantasy novel I've read as far as the magic system and the premise behind it. You know, Assassin's Apprentice. You can probably draw your own conclusion as to what the focus of the story is. If I had to compare her to someone else I've read, it'd likely be George R.R. Martin with all of the death of beloved people and animals. The magic system was really interesting. So you have the skill, and the skill was something that was learned by the royals, like the king and his sons, and they were able to communicate across distances with other individuals who could also have a level of skill. And the other was something called wit. It's never really explained, it's just kind of alluded to, and the main character, Fitz, had this. All that I discovered he could do with that in the first book is it allowed him to communicate with animals and to also kind of quest out and maybe get a feel for humans as well. I really want to know more about the magic system. That really kind of intrigued me a lot. I really enjoyed that aspect of the story. It's not that it was bad, it just hurt me. I mean, I still ended up rating it a 4 on Goodreads. I couldn't not give it a high rating. The writing style was absolutely gorgeous. The story was different and fascinating. I really have to admit, I loved the darkness. The constant pain just was never broken up. There were never any reprieves. It just kind of weighed heavy on me. It makes it difficult to just fly through. So I did pause a lot reading it to just give myself a chance to come out of, because it literally would put me in a mood. And so I would have to put it down so I could escape from that and get my sunshiny disposition back before picking this sucker back up again. The real question is, can I continue the trilogy? I do have it. I fully intended on reading the entire trilogy. Michael Nipp's patron group, we are continuing the series over on his channel. I think what I'm gonna have to do is let the group get ahead of me, read their spoilers in our Discord channel, and make the determination if it's something that my little heart can handle, because she wounded me. She really wounded me. So now I want to hear from you guys. Have you read the book or the trilogy? What did you think about it? Does it get any better? Is this woman gonna continue to just chip away at my soul? What do you think? Should I continue? Should I stop? Help me out, folks. Let me know in the comments down below, or go down to the description box and click the link to join us over on the Nerdy Narrative Discord. We'd love to have you. I hope your morning is off to a great start. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.